Welcome to Read 3 Read. I'm Sarah.
I'm Melody.
So we read a book together this time, not at the same time, but I think you read it first? No, I read it first, and then Melody read it after me. And the book we read was
Whitebird.
And this is a historical fiction graphic novel. We both like graphic novels a lot. I don't think we read as many of them as we should.
No.
But we like graphic novels, and I love historical fiction.
I really like historical fiction. If
there's
any history books, it's usually fiction.
Yeah, we don't read nonfiction history a whole lot. The only time I read nonfiction history is if I've read a historical fiction book and then I want to learn more about that period of time. That's when I'll read historical nonfiction. Also, this was a wonder book. I did not know what that meant.
But I did. So, a wonder book, if you've ever read the book Wonder, this takes place after. And if you know the story of Wonder, there's a kid that is sent to another school at the end. And this is about that kid. And he's talking to his grandma.
So I had no clue. I remembered the book Wonder. I thought it just meant that maybe, it was the same author. And so then her whole, all the books she was going to write were called Wonder books. But I didn't realize they took place with the same characters. So there is a character from Wonder in this book, but only slightly.
Only slightly. He's pretty much getting a story from his grandmother.
Yeah, so I was supposed to do the summary, but she just did.
Sorry.
Okay, so the summary is that Julian, who is not pictured in the front here, Julian, who is the character from Wonder, is talking to his grandma about a school assignment and the grandma decides to tell her story of when she was in France, when it was Nazi occupied during World War II. So it takes place from the summer of 1940 to the winter of 1945. It is her story from when she's in school to when she has to go into hiding, and then how that impacts her life later. So what did you think of the book?
Well, I think the main purpose of her story and the book was to show the hope and kindness that came with the hard time of the Holocaust. As we've talked about, this is about the Holocaust, and even with all the sad details, I was drawn so much into the story by the characters, and it was beautiful.
The graphic novel itself, the pictures were
beautiful.
Yeah, really pretty. It's a great graphic novel. And I like a story like this being told as a graphic novel. I don't think people think of that often. I also read George Takei's graphic novel about internment camps. And so I think hard stories being told in a graphic novel open that story up to other people learning about that period of time and a period in history they may not know about. And it's a way to tell a difficult story and make it more accessible to people that maybe don't read as much or that just like the genre of graphic novels and may not pick up a normal historical fiction novel. I want to talk about the ending just a little bit. So after the war, and she's older and everything, it's now, and she decides when she sees wrongs, when she sees an injustice, she's going to go out and do good. Because that's what happened to her, right? People did good when this wrong was happening. And so she decides that's what she's going to do from now on. She's going to be active when wrong is being done. And so a lot of people hear the ending and think that the author is relating immigration now to the Holocaust. And those aren't two comparable things. How dare the author do that? I do not think that was the author's intention.
I don't either.
I think the intention was purely just whatever you see as an injustice, whatever you think is an injustice in the world, act on it. When you see something that you think is wrong being wrong, then you should be politically active. You should do something about that. Whether or not you think our immigration policies and what's happening at the border of the United States right now in the South is a problem or not, is irrelevant to the comparison that you should do something good if you see injustice. Yeah. I think I went on Goodreads to mark it as, hey, I read it. And I saw 1 star and I thought, how could anybody rate this book as a 1 star? There's no way. And then I read their 1 stars were purely because of the last 8 pages, I think. And if the last 8 pages were taken away, this would be the best book ever kind of thing. And I just thought, the last 8 pages, what did I miss? Right?
Yeah.
But I didn't miss anything. I don't think. I really don't think. I mean, I'm sure the author feels that immigration is an injustice. That's why the author chose that as the thing the person did, but I don't think the point is everyone should feel that way. I think the point is motivation to do something if you see injustice in the world.
Sure.
Any other thoughts about the book?
I don't think so. I think that I would definitely recommend it, though.
Yeah.
I really liked this book.
I did too. I think everyone should read it. It's probably what middle high school, something like that.
Middle school read.
But I think adults should read it.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it, so I think this is. Maybe it depends on your middle schooler, because it is super, super sad.
It is definitely
and
sad.
there are some scary things that happen in it, but the pictures, the artwork are not graphic in any way. So depending on your middle schooler, but definitely high school, you're learning about the Holocaust. This would be great to read when did you do that? Last year? Sophomore year, the Holocaust?
8th grade as well.
8th grade. So 8th grade, yeah, so if your 8th grader's ready for it, otherwise your sophomore.
Yes.
10th grade, she learned about the Holocaust. Now, one thing I will say is in school, they wanted her to watch Schindler's List when you were studying the Holocaust, and she had to get a permission slip signed for that. And we decided no, because this one's super sensitive.
Yeah, that's me.
And so I was worried, not that she doesn't need to know these things, everybody needs to know what happened in the Holocaust, but that it would be just a little too much, especially sitting around people that are friends, aren't friends, people you do and don't know, other classmates you may not know. That's a little uncomfortable for that heavy of a subject. It's something I'd rather watch with her, and so we could talk about it, stop it if she needs to. I mean, she cried at Rogue One and never wants to see it again because that was too sad.
I did technically see it again. I just cried more.
Yeah. So that kind of, and I thought maybe it would be a better thing if, because she has to go to the library and sit while they watch the movie, because she can't. This would be a great book to read instead of watching the Schindler's List if you're not ready for Schindler's List. Yeah. This is this would be one of a read that would teach.
It's a more mild way to expose you to what happened.
Yeah. So I think it would be good for that. But yeah, adults, definitely, even though it's not geared towards adults, this is a great read.
Yeah.
All right. We hope you read it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe.